In this demo, we'll be reviewing how to sew a placket on a shirt sleeve. Start by marking the placket opening on your sleeve. Then, stay stitch around the edge of that opening. Once you've stay stitched around your placket, trim down the center of it, stopping about a ½ inch away. Clip diagonally down to each corner of the end of the placket, being careful not to clip through the corners of your stay stitching. Now stay stitch the upper and under placket pieces. We'll stay stitch them at a ½ inch from the cut edge. We only need to stay stitch the sides that are not being sewn to the placket. Be sure to note what sides of the upper and under placket pieces are being stay stitched. Clip into the corner of the upper placket piece. This will give us a clean edge when pressing it. On the right side, press the triangle of the placket opening up. This will give us a clean finish on the inside of the placket. Now take the placket covers and the seam allowance that we stay stitched at a ½ inch, press to the inside. The upper placket cover will be stitched on to the inside of the placket opening on the sleeve. Line it up with the cut edge and the finished edge of the placket opening and stitch it on at ½ inch. On the outer part of the sleeve, we'll stitch on the under placket. This goes on the opposite side and edge of the over placket. Line it up with the cut edge and stitch it on at a ½ inch. Be sure to stop your stitching exactly at the corner where your stay stitching stops to avoid any puckers. The under placket will now fold to the outer part of the sleeve. Press all the seam allowance of the under placket in towards the placket. Fold the placket to the outer part of the sleeve, covering your stay stitching, and press it flat. Now press the seam allowance of the over placket up into the placket as well. Now take your over placket and fold it to the outside of the sleeve. The under placket should lay flat underneath it, as well as the little triangle of seam allowance we pressed up. Fold the upper placket over, covering the stay stitching, as well as the under placket and the little bit of seam allowance. If everything has been stitched on and pressed correctly, the raw edge of the under placket will now be housed in the upper portion of the upper placket. Once you've lined everything up, give it a good press. On the inside of the placket, we can see everything is finished off nice and clean, if done correctly. Top stitch down the edge of the under placket. This should be done at about a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. The top stitching will secure down the open edge of the under placket. For an even cleaner look, you can stitch it closed by hand using the hidden slip stitch. We will top stitch down the upper placket as well, staying about a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. Use a pin to mark from the underside where the placket opening stops. This will help you clearly see the path you will be stitching. Here's the finished placket. Open it up, you see everything is finished. And this area is where all the raw edges are housed.